70 years of Wago. This week we start where it all began, and that is Berlin. While playing cards, the brothers-in-law Heinrich Nagel and Friedrich Hochhorst hear about a new kind of patent, leaf spring clamps that work easily with push buttons. No need for screws and tools. An idea so innovative that they decide to take it on. The two spontaneously purchase all of the rights and take them home to Minden, where they officially found Wago Klammenwerk. This is the very beginning of the family company. Production started shortly after, with a handful of employees in a small production hall. But it did not stop there. Despite some initial challenges, Wago developed and produced 5 different products within the first decade, some of them as parts of the soon popular Superfix series. So all in all, the founding decade was a real success. Why? Because two people strongly believe that a technology that enables more people to use it can change the connection technology for good. 10 years after the founding, another generation started shaping the future of Wago. Wolfgang Hochhorst entered the company. Being 26 years old and full of ideas, under his lead, Wago became one of the first companies in the world to use polyamide instead of Duroplast for terminal block housings. Why was that a good idea? Let's ask someone who knows.
Polyamid ist ein thermoplastischer Kunststoff. Das heißt, der Kunststoff ist wieder aufschmelzbar und kann daher in Spritzgussmaschinen zu komplexen Spritzgussformteilen verarbeitet werden. Der Werkstoff wurde bereits in den 30er Jahren von der Firma DuPont in den USA entwickelt. Es wurden die ersten Nylonstrümpfe daraus hergestellt. Das bringt eine Menge an guter Eigenschaften mit. Die Kombination von hervorragenden Isolationseigenschaften und der guten Mechanik prädestiniert es eigentlich dafür, für Komponenten in der Elektrotechnik eingesetzt zu werden.
Welcome to the 70s, the founding decade of companies like Apple and Microsoft, the beginning of the personal computer era, and, of course, the decade of peace, love, and happiness, of ideas and communities ignoring borders and spreading internationally. For Wago too, the 70s mark a time of growing beyond former expectations, a decade of numerous innovations, like the push wire technology for solid conductors, the cage clamp for all conductor types, and the first rail mount terminal blocks with Cage Clamp S, an innovation perceived with so much excitement that it was sold 30,000 times even before it was even launched. So while the world changes, Wago revolutionizes electric wiring for good and gets ready to conquer international markets. A new technology and its potential to change the world. Yes, we are talking about the cage clamp. Being so fundamentally different, it required some effort to exchange existing connection technology. And thus, of course, a lot of persuasion on Wago's side. So in the 80s, Wago's missionaries of the cage clamp were sent out to spread the word, with sometimes extreme setups, like vibration proofing and ampere tests. They proved the technology's benefits even under severe conditions. And since nothing is more convincing than a first-hand experience, Wago invited target groups to test the technology themselves in specifically arranged wiring competitions. The astonishing result, only 2 steps and about 3 seconds to complete the connection, an unbelievable amount of time saved. No wonder the cage clamp has conquered the world, and until today is the standard for connection technology. Do you remember the 90s? It's the decade we first learned about digital transformation and when the internet slowly started to change everything. Automation technology was still at an early age when Wago set yet another world standard. Knowing that digitalization would also increase the complexity and diversity of future electronics and connection technology, Wago came up with a groundbreaking idea, the I/O system, combining electronic components with terminal block-like casing. Unlike anything on the market before, the system was modular and thus allowed for different functions. It was expandable, easy to replace, and most importantly, independent of protocol. An unknown freedom and flexibility. No wonder Wago technology was soon found in buildings, ships, and machines to save valuable time and money. And Wago began to grow its expertise in a new sector. Welcome to the millennium, a decade of economic growth and future internationalization. 50 years after its foundation, Wago has not stopped improving its product range to make clients' lives easier. What were Wago's achievements in this outstanding decade? Jürgen Schäfer explains.
And this is about WAGO in the first 10 years after the year 2000. When we started into that new decade, we were around 150 million euros. And in 2010, we ended up with nearly 400 million euros. So more than double. How have we done this? 11 new WAGO subsidiaries. Top job S, the first push-in rail-mounted terminal block. Fast, maintenance-free and safe. And another example, WAGO appears as control company. Our first Ethernet controller on TCP/IP is going live.
2010, digitalization has entered almost every part of personal, public, and economic life. With further sophistication, also the meaning and role of automation technology has changed over the past 20 years. The worlds of IT and OT are melting together. The Internet of Things has become a challenge and opportunity for many businesses, and openness and security have become equally important requirements. What industries in this decade need is decentralized automation and scalability. But they also need the right means to use valuable data like energy consumption or process optimization to improve their performance in terms of efficiency and sustainability. With new products such as the PFC 200 and touch panels and services like the Wago Cloud, WAGO enables small businesses and large-scale plants to enter the next level of digitalization, and thus to be set up for the future. So here we are, 70 years old and still as innovative and passionate as on the first day. Our vision of simplicity has conquered the world, and we have grown from a handful of enthusiasts to a total of 8,500 specialists, constantly improving our services and products. And not only on the German market. Over the past 7 decades, WAGO has grown from a small local business to an international player with foreign companies throughout the world. Each day, around 5,000 parcels are being shipped to our clients internationally. No wonder, our product portfolio has improved massively, and each decade, we have set new standards, enabled new ways of connectivity, and helped realize complex ideas as well as specific challenges. And we will continue to do so, because as on the first day, we strongly believe in the power of connection.